Welcome. My name is Penelope Chatterton. Welcome to Awaken the Dream. My friends, I have a brand new gal here sitting with me that I don't know that well, but she comes highly recommended by my dear friend Vicki Poppy, and she's precious, and her name is Lisa Natoli. And she has a lot to share with us. I looked at your website, didn't study it as much as I should have, done my homework, but I think it's fresher if you tell us all about yourself.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Penelope. Well, it's very exciting to be here. It's my first time on television.
Ah, good, good. How about the Cape? Have you been here?
I used to live in the Cape, actually, for 1 year. I love it here.
Isn't it nice?
Yep.
Yeah. So Gorgeous for God is the name of your website, and I want to repeat that right off the top so people can find you. And tell me, how did you get into what you do?
Well, I had a very normal childhood. I grew up in New Hampshire. I had a very...
Normal?
Normal, yeah, I did actually. I was happy. I was a good student. I had really just a normal childhood. And then I had a very curious mind, and I wanted to go to school. I did everything that people think you're supposed to do here to be successful, happy.
Got it.
I ended up moving to New York. I got a really great job in publishing.
Gee.
Made good money, had a great relationship, I had all of those things, but something was not right. That something in me was always living in a place of I'm about to lose it. I was looking around me. I saw just people losing things that they loved, people living in fear. And I kept thinking, there must be something I need to do here, get a better job, do more exciting things, travel. And it's like every time I went and did something, it was good for about 5 minutes or a week or a month until I was like right back to that same place of...
Interesting.
And yeah, and I think everybody has that feeling.
So you put all those different cloaks on thinking, well, this is going to be it. This is going to make me happy and I'm going to feel fulfilled.
Yep.
Fell flat on its face. Okay.
Exactly.
Sounds like life.
Sounds like life.
I'm still chuckling that you had a normal life at the beginning. I don't know anybody like you. Yay! At least you thought it was. But so how many of these transitions did you go through?
Well, it's funny you say that, because they actually were like, I had whole, like, it almost feels like they're past lives now. I went to Vermont and went to a cooking school and had a life in Vermont. Then I went to Florida and got a degree in Florida. Then I went to New York, lived for 12 years in New York. And that was a very big transition, what came next after that. But I was working the job, making money.
Doing everything right.
Doing everything right, and something was just off. And I was reading a lot of spirituality books, a lot of self-help books, just trying to find some solution.
Yeah.
And I came upon A Course in Miracles, and I didn't understand a word that it said, but something in it made me feel this is what I've been looking for. And I also was drinking very heavily at the time.
Yeah.
So I was alcoholic. I had been tried to quit drinking for about 5 years, couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I started smoking cigarettes.
Ooh.
It was just, something was happening where I was feeling just a lot of despair.
Becoming a New Yorker.
Pretty
you
much.
fit in there.
Yep. And
So you were going to pot.
Right, it was. I mean, I just felt like I had tried quitting alcohol. I kept pouring bottles of vodka down the drain for 5 years, and sometimes I would quit drinking for 2 months at a time, and I would think, oh, I've done it. I've managed it. I've controlled it. But then something would happen, and I would be back at the liquor store again and back buying the cigarettes again. And I remember this point when I thought, I'm just going to grow old like this. That this is just my life.
Yeah.
And one day, it was on July 4th, 2000, and I found that the only solution for me was to talk to God. I didn't have any religious background.
Nothing?
Nope.
Huh.
Like, we had gone to church when I was a child, but I don't remember.
A normal girl would.
A normal girl would, that's right. We had the whole happy thing, yep. And I said to God, if you're there, I'm yours. And I didn't even know what that meant.
Oh, I love that.
I really did not know what that meant. And 6 days later, I lost my job. So I got this little tap on the shoulder, and I...
You got fired?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yep. And I had been the office darling for 10 years, and I knew that I had just been hired by God. Like, I really felt that,
sure,
even though I didn't know what that meant. And in that moment, I really just wanted to know God. I really wanted to make that a discipline.
Okay.
And I ended up moving to Wisconsin, and I spent another 10 years in Wisconsin with a group of teachers of God.
Really?
Yep. And so it's been like, I have had a lot of transitions in my life. And
was that the commune?
well, I wouldn't call it, it was an academy.
Oh, the academy, of course.
Yep.
I know where you are.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
10 years you were there.
And then,
Oh, now I feel I've known you forever. Okay.
And then the reason I'm excited to be on this show is because of what's happened to me since that day in July 2000. Is I know for just a fact that you can cut anything out of your life. You can cut addiction out, you can cut depression out, you can cut sadness out, doubt, confusion. And people think that there's a process to these things. That do I have to like look at these things? And what I've learned since then, and I guess it's been 10 years, 12 years since then, is that I just literally one day, because I wanted to just be happy. I want the peace of God, I want to be happy, and I don't want these other things that are holding me in a place of slavery.
Yeah, you'd suffered long
enough. The alcohol, the cigarettes, the depression, the sadness.
You'd had it.
Yep. And the alcohol fell away first with the cigarette smoking in one day. I just woke up one day and it was gone.
Yeah.
And
such a Taurus.
That's
yep. That's it. Good. I like that.
Yep.
There's real strength in that.
Yep.
Stubbornness and strength in that. That's it. Done. Gone.
Well,
Congrats.
to me, it was really the power of God. Like it really
had to have been.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yep.
In 2000.
That was July 4th, 2000.
2000. Okay.
Yep.
Well, a day to celebrate.
Yep.
Anyway, so then what happened?
And then in July 2009, I was still experiencing conflict, though. Like I still was feeling a lot of doubt.
Were you addiction-free still?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I just remember I was standing in my living room, and I just realized that I could just say, I'm done with conflict.
Oh.
That I just said, I'm going to be happy no matter what. And I had this, it was like a revelation where I saw that there's no good or bad, that everything's just happening.
Yeah.
So everything's just happening the way that it is. And the problem with humans is that we have an idea of how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Like losing a house is bad, or losing a relationship is bad.
Losing your job is bad.
Losing a job is bad. But you can actually begin to look at these things and see they're not either good or bad. It's just happening.
Yeah.
And where am I in the situation? That I can still, in every situation, be joyful. That these are decisions that we can make.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw in that moment, that I can wake up every day now and immediately make a conscious contact with God, that I can really set the day from the beginning. I'm going to live this day in joy.
Yeah.
That I am a joyful, fearless being of God. I am the light. I am the love.
I got it all.
I am that.
I've got it.
And be awake in the dream. I love the name of this TV show.
Thank you.
Because that's what it is. It's that you become so consciously aware that this is a dream.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's three types of people. There's three groups of people. There's one group that has never heard of these ideas of truth. They literally do not recognize that this is a dream.
Okay.
And they don't recognize that the images that they see were put there by them, that it's a hologram.
Okay.
That
asleep in the dream.
they're just asleep in the dream. Their eyes are open.
Yeah.
but they think these things are real. They're bound by routine, by habits.
Yeah.
They think other people are doing things
They accept
to them.
the world teaching and the brainwashing and the conditioning and the fear. They take all those fears and enjoy them, actually.
And they do enjoy them.
Yeah.
They enjoy the conflict. They don't think that they do.
Yeah.
But it's just this, it's like you said, it's like living under the laws of the world.
Yeah.
And there's that group of people. And then there's the second group of people that are those that know these ideas. They maybe have not integrated them yet as a living reality, but they've heard of them.
Oh, okay.
They've heard that there's nothing outside of them, that these images were put there by them, you know, laws of manifestation, the secret, like all of these ideas, that your thought and your word will produce something external eventually.
Yeah.
But the second group of people is still suffering from fear. They still know these ideas that love is their reality, but they've not yet been able to reach that place consistently.
Okay, but they're working on it.
And they're working on it, exactly. So they're constantly still going to workshops, more books.
Sure. Oh, sure.
You know, really just saying, I have a desire.
Yeah.
And then the third group of people are those where fear has fallen away. They're living in a state of consistent joy. And it's a small group, but I feel that there's been some sort of a shift in the consciousness where more and more people now are seeing that there's not a process, that you can actually make a decision, that you're going to be part of that third group now. Like you can really see there is a plan for God, that there is a purpose here. That we have a purpose here. We have a destiny, a mission.
Yeah.
And it's not to suffer.
Yeah.
Like our destiny is love. Our destiny is joy.
Now it sounds to me, Lisa, like you could appreciate that second group with the workshops and the and the books, because you stormed the kingdom as well. We all stormed the kingdom. We all, you know, said we rode the next crest, and we learned more, and then we fell flat on our faces. And you know, there's that process of you know, having it and then wondering where did it go. I mean, I think I'm sensing that second group.
Well, I was part of that second group for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I was part of the first group.
Yeah.
Yep. I can remember like the stages for myself is that I really, for the first 22 years of my life, was part of the first group.
Got it.
I was just here in a world where things happened and that I had to react to them and that I had to learn the laws of success. And then I came upon my first spiritual book, and that gave me, it was Wayne Dyer's book, You'll See It When You Believe It. And that gave me that first idea of, what? That thing out there is in here?
Yeah, I did that.
Like,